everyone. Thank you for joining us for the video today, where we're going to be talking about professionalism and the applicant to dental school this year. My name is Emily Reinberger, and I'm the Senior Director of Application Services at the American Dental Education Association. I just want to acknowledge up front that the COVID-19 pandemic and the worldwide response has really changed the landscape of admissions in the health professions. There are a lot of things this year that will be different, like transcripts and grades and shadowing and experiences. And this video is intended to help you navigate the admissions process in this new environment, such as, do I need to ask for an exception? Can I contact the dental schools? And this video is for you. I'm really excited to be joined by 3 presenters today, and I'd love to have them introduce themselves. Dr. Chaviano?
So hi everyone, thank you for joining us. We are wishing everyone wellness and safety and hoping that you are very, very excited about the 2020-2021 application cycle to dental school. I am Dr. Rosa Chaviano Moran. I am the Associate Dean for Admissions at Rutgers School of Dental Medicine, and we are looking forward to alleviating any concerns, any questions that you may have as you begin the application process.
Thank you. Ms. Wold?
Hi, my name is Ms. Wold. I am the coordinator for the Office of Admissions and Diversity at the University of Minnesota School of Dentistry. And just echo what Dr. Chaviano said. We hope that you are all well and excited for the upcoming cycle.
Thank you. And last but not least, Dr. Daibo?
Hi, everyone. My name is Mike Daibo, and I am the Associate Vice President of Academic Affairs at Earlham College. I am also the President-elect of the National Association of Advisors for the Health Professions, and I've been a health professions advisor for about 20 years.
Well, thank you 3 for being with me today. I really appreciate it. So let's jump into a question. The pandemic has really changed how applicants can prepare to apply to dental school this year. Should they be concerned? Dr. Chaviano, what do you think?
Well, they should not be concerned. That's the first thing that we want to put out there. Yes, this situation has absolutely made dental schools consider new options, new ways in order to adapt and navigate through the new normal, right? When it comes to the application process. So flexibility is going to be the key. Those of us that are involved in these admissions processes realize that before you were in the classroom, right? And now you're in a virtual classroom, maybe in a virtual lab, given options for pass, fail grades rather than letter grades. Options that were never considered in the past, right? We know that, for example, Rutgers, we did not consider online courses. Now we're relaxing those prerequisite requirements. Other things such as organic chemistry, physics, general chemistry, which are your actual prerequisites, pass-fail grades. Again, something that might not have been considered in the past. What are we telling you? If you have the option of getting a letter grade, go for it. But if you don't, you get your pass grade and we will deal with it. We understand that we need to be flexible, and we promise you that modifications will be considered and put in place to ease your navigation process through this admissions process.
Thanks. That's great news. Ms. Wold, does the same hold true at your school?
Yeah, so our school has revised our prerequisite policy to accept pass-fail or SN grading and online labs during spring and summer 2020 for prerequisite courses, because we understand the need to accommodate these changes in classes due to COVID-19. So while we also would prefer A to F grading, and in-person labs are always preferred, we understand completely that a lot of applicants didn't have a choice in the changes that occurred in their course delivery style or potentially even grading, particularly for the spring. So we're also going to change our expectations regarding the experiences that applicants enter in their application. So we understand that a number of applicants have experienced a great disruption and their ability to shadow, potentially work, and volunteer. So our admissions committee continues to meet to discuss COVID-19 and its impact on this application cycle, discussing changes to our application review and interview process to accommodate all of these effects on applicants.
That's really great. I hope applicants are relieved, even just hearing from 2 schools, that you all are being so supportive. How would you respond if an applicant calls or emails to ask you for an exception? How would that play out at Rutgers?
Well, given the current situation, we want everyone to feel comfortable to contact us to discuss an exception or any type of concern they might have regarding this application process. We understand we do have websites that are full of information, lots of Q&As, but however, there are specific circumstances that might require that personal touch from that admissions officer that's going to be able to address that directly. It is important. You guys have so many questions and questions regarding the DAT. Sometimes it could even be a financial question or something that you might have. So absolutely, we do want you to feel very comfortable and reach out to the individual schools. Maybe try via email first. If sometimes they don't, answer the phones, but the biggest thing to remember is that professional piece that comes along with that, okay? That's going to be important when you are requesting that question, that exception.
That's great. Ms. Wolf, can you add anything?
Yeah, I would just echo that we are trying really hard to keep our website updated with accommodations. We've already made for all applicants, and we will continue to be doing that as this progresses. So we do suggest that applicants review our website before contacting us, just in case their question is already answered there. Then obviously, if needed, applicants are more than welcome to request an exception to one of our requirements. We recommend via email first. We ask that you articulate your question very specifically and concisely, and provide whatever supporting information and maybe documentation that will give us the context to really help us understand your unique situation. And then we then ask just that you give us a little bit of grace, about a week, to process that request, so that our office can really thoroughly look into your individual application and records as we're processing a higher volume of these requests than normal.
Those are great responses. Let me pivot a little bit. Dr. Deibel, you advise a lot of applicants. What would you suggest they do when contacting a dental school for more information about new processes or policies?
So I would echo some of what's been said before. The first thing to do is to make sure that you check the website, because they are constantly being updated. So whether it's the ADEA website or the specific dental school that you're interested in applying to make sure that that question hasn't already been addressed. But there are those specific circumstances where you'll need to reach out. So make sure you've, again, looked at the website to find who's the right person you should be reaching out to. And then when you do the communication, that professionalism is so important. Make sure you have the right titles, the right address. Make sure that the email is treated as an email and not a text. So it has to be written in that professional manner. And again, be concise so that you can get that question you want addressed without a sort of a lengthy read for the person who's trying to respond to you in a timely manner. And then lastly, as mentioned before, please make sure to allow time and have patience. The admissions professionals you're working with have a large number of applicants that they're also working with, and there are a great deal of questions on a variety of topics that they're trying to address. So make sure you're giving them the time and the space to be able to address your question.
So you alluded to it a little bit, but has the expectation of applicants to be professional changed at all?
No, the professionalism has not changed at all. Professionalism is something you've developed and cultivated over these years, and now is your chance to really showcase that as you're going through this dental application process. Demonstrating that professionalism in all ways during these difficult or stressful times is a great way to show that you're really prepared for dental school and to become that dental professional. This is your opportunity to show your adaptability and resilience. And additionally, I would say remember to treat all of your interactions, particularly virtual interactions, just as you would as if you were there on campus. Make sure you have professional dress, proper title use, even check your camera and microphone ahead of time. Make sure you have an appropriate background behind you before you go on video. And again, practicing these things with families and friends before you have that interaction is a great way to become comfortable with it.
That's great. Ms. Wold, what about your response to the expectation for applicants to continue to be professional?
Yeah, that expectation has not changed. We do expect applicants to be professional when interacting with our office, just as we hold ourselves to that same standard. So professional communication is expected when interacting with us. It's been mentioned via email and verbal via video or phone. We ask that applicants contact us directly and not request parents or guardians to ask their questions for them. Professionalism also means that you're, as has been mentioned, that you're looking at the website, the ADEA ADSAS application and website in order to see if your questions have already been answered before contacting us with them, although we're happy to field any questions that do remain. So when reaching out with questions that are still unanswered, as has been mentioned again, be respectful of response time because we're fielding questions from hundreds of applicants right now. And just know that each interaction with our office is a reflection of you as an applicant. So this is a great opportunity to demonstrate why we should want you as a dental student at our institution.
That's great. We've talked a lot about the expectations, but what are the specific type of situations that applicants might want to contact a dental school to discuss an exception? Dr. Chaviano, do you have any insight?
Yeah, absolutely. Questions such as rescheduling a DAT, would my application be considered without a DAT? Can I submit the application prior to having that official score? We truly want you to feel supported, not lose that momentum and that excitement of the application process. I applied to dental school a long time ago, but I remember how the process can be intimidating, but exciting at the same time. But that was under normal circumstances. So in this environment, everything is magnified and there is a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of fear that someone might not be there listening to you. We don't want you to feel like that at all. We are here for you. All of us, my other two colleagues that are, we're doing this together to empower you. We want you to make sure that even though these are the new normal, this is the time for try a new normal and to be excited. This is a wonderful time in your life, and we want to make sure that you know that we're here to make it as easy to navigate through as possible.
That's great. Ms. Wold, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, we know that the DAT is an issue for many applicants. We've talked about also prerequisites as well. So we just wanted to relay that we understand that you might experience this delay in your ability to take the DAT, and that's okay. You're able to submit your ADSAS application for verification before you take the DAT, and you just enter a future test date, or you can enter it with your unofficial scores if they have not official scores have not been entered into your application yet. So for us in our office, we begin to review applications for completeness once they have been verified, a process that can take a few weeks. So you're welcome to actually email our office that unofficial score report that you receive on your actual DAT test date. And this will allow us to start reviewing your application if your DAT is the only item that is missing. So it may take a couple of weeks before that official score is available in your ADEA ADSAS application. Thus cause a small delay in reviewing your file. So that's just one way that we're trying to accommodate applicants. Different dental schools can approach the DAT differently. So again, just be sure to review websites and program information in the ADEA ADSAS.
This is great. I hope the applicants are really feeling hopeful with all of your responses today. It really seems like you're representative of kind of the collective schools that are being flexible to applicants whose preparation was disrupted. So I have one more question for you, and it's a big one. The big question is, when should somebody apply? Dr. Dr. Deibel, you are the advisor. What would you recommend for somebody with that question?
Sure. I think you should really apply as soon as possible and as soon as you're ready and have your materials put together. Starting early is going to give you the most time and flexibility to work on your application. Remember that some things might take a little bit longer right now, whether it's getting a transcript from your school, verification process, or even letters of recommendation. And I know it's a time when you feel uncertain and you might start to doubt, am I really ready? This is a great chance to work closely with your pre-health advisor who can help look at your file and reassure you and help give you that confidence to move forward with your application.
That's really great. Dr. Chaviano, what would you say to that student?
I'm going to second that. Apply as soon as you can. Again, we understand it's going to be a little more difficult, maybe get that required documentation, but Access is great. Access is going to give you the flexibility to start building your application early, start entering that information that you have, and as it becomes available. For example, some of these schools, and this was mentioned prior to this, you know, you might walk away with unofficial test scores from your DAT testing center. Some of us are going to allow you to plug in those DAT unofficial scores into your application just so you can click that button and we can get that application sooner than later, and we can start looking through it and waiting once they are verified by Access. But we can start making decisions. Is this someone who will be a good addition to our class? Is this someone who really is demonstrating all of those things that we look for the future health, oral health care professional? So, you know, we want to make sure that you understand that we know that these are difficult times, but we want you not to lose time. Again, just because you're missing something, don't let that deter you. Call the school, find out from the school if this is going to be some kind of a barrier, but apply as soon as you possibly can. The early bird gets the worm.
Well, thank you so much for being available today and sharing your insight with applicants to dental school this cycle. To sum it up, it really feels like the schools are being supportive of applicants, and anybody who has a question or would like to request an exception or wants to learn more about the new policies the schools are putting in place, they're welcome to do that as long as they've done their research that it isn't answered somewhere else. And to do that in a professional way and to really exude the manner that they would want to have as a future oral health care professional. Well, thank you all so much again. I appreciate your insight, and we look forward to the rest of the event today. Thanks.